Lately on Today is Tomorrow, we talked about finding your zen, what can help you relax, clear your mind, and techniques.
This is another episode of Today's Tomorrow where we educate, talk, and listen. Today we have Shle Berry with us. I'm Jess.
And I'm Eli.
And this is Today's Tomorrow.
She my right hand. I got a picture together up on my nightstand. Man, she's so sassy, voice a little raspy. Love that I can smell her when she take a step past me. Yeah, it's such a turn on. The way you stroll around the house without a shirt on. Hey, she fell for me like I fell for this hip hop and bought a pair of J's, but I stuck with my flip flops. Nobody do it like
Today we are talking about music, and I'm super excited to have the one and the only Shle Berry with us.
Yo, this is awesome. My name is Shle. I cannot be more excited to do this with you guys. You guys are dope.
Thanks. I want to thank you for joining us and having you on the podcast with us today. It's really nice to have another guest on the podcast. So I want to ask you a couple questions right off the bat. Usually I wait and listen, but what got you into this and what direction do you see yourself going?
How I got into it, it's kind of a cliche story. I started making music when I was like in high school, but it was like a joke because like my friend was really into computer science and stuff, so he would like just hack shit just because he could. And he ended up downloading this program that you could actually record your voice on, and he's like, "Look what I have." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, bro.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with that?"
Right.
You want to like, he's like, "We can make music." And I'm like, "I don't know how to do that." So we ended up like illegally downloading all these beats, these like industry beats, and putting our own verses on them. And we enjoyed it so much that we made a rap group, which is really embarrassing. And it's really embarrassing. And it got to a point where like, the way that it made me feel, I realized that that's what I wanted to feel for the rest of my life. And I'm lucky that I got to experience that at an early age, but I didn't know how to get there. So that's what the past like 10 years has been, is me figuring that out. But yeah, fast forward, I just turned 28 on July 8th. I've been doing this for a while now.
Happy belated birthday, Shle.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. It's been a ride, man. I've been doing this for over 10 years, but it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I mean, Shle, for people that don't know you and don't know what you do, tell us about you. Who is Shle Berry? What does Shle Berry do?
Shle Berry. She's very annoying, just to start it off.
Yeah, she is.
But look, this is just a rumor that could be false completely.
I don't believe it.
I would Google it before you get any validation.
Wikipedia.
But I heard that like if you're cute, it's okay to be annoying.
Sure.
I don't know what side of the fence I really fall on that. So like
It's right in the middle. Right in the middle. Half cute, half annoying.
Yeah, so it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I'm straight up screwed. I'm not cute at all.
Jess is more on the annoying side.
Hey.
I'm just kidding, Jess.
Annoying
You're beautiful.
with money.
You're beautiful, Jess.
But Shle, yeah, tell us about yourself. Tell us, for the people that don't know you, what do you do?
So as simply as I can put it, I'm a rapper. I don't like telling people that. I usually like preface it as like, I'm a recording artist. I'm a hip hop artist. Those words don't have a lot of negative connotation to them.
Right.
When you say rapper, everyone's like, oh, you're one of those people.
Right.
Because everyone has like a cousin that raps. And you know,
exactly.
Their music is probably trash.
It's garbage.
I'm that cousin. But I'm a rapper. I do a little bit of singing. I wouldn't consider myself a singer.
Mm-hmm.
But I do sing from time to time, depending on the mood or the vibe. I guess you can consider me an entrepreneur. Shle Berry is definitely a brand.
Definitely. I got a Schleberry shirt on right now.
I'm so sorry that you had to buy that.
I most definitely.
Yeah, I need a refund on that.
A refund.
Bro, it was like $10, dude. Chill out.
15, all right?
Wow.
So, just a quick question for you, me being a mutual, musician myself. Can you tell me some of your musical influences, like who in the music world has inspired you, like within the last 28 years?
Well, it's ironic because I'm 28. You really nailed.
I
listened.
Funny how that works.
That's
It's
good.
really funny how that works.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought he just made that number up.
When I was growing up, I listened. My parents loved R&B music.
Okay.
Both of my parents did. I listened to a lot of like Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, Boyz II Men, Usher, Justin Timberlake when he left NSYNC.
So good.
Yeah, I have a lot of soul background, but I wasn't a singer, so I was like, well, I can't do that.
Right.
So like, well, what's the default? I'll be a rapper. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
People make rapping
Gotta
seem
have
like
a
it's
backup
super
plan, right?
easy. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Rap is my backup plan. Yeah, people are like, yeah, I could rap. I've had people literally tell me, they're like, yeah, you're just like talking. And I'm like,
False.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's
so
not.
why don't you write something on your paper
Right.
and then spit it over a beat and
Yeah.
I'll tell you if you're actually rapping or not.
Right.
100%. I can't do that to save my life.
See, I can. I just
Me
talk
neither.
about farting and weird shit, and it just goes together perfectly. How stuff works, like, I don't know, but it just happens. Like, I really like shitting, and so I like...
So every time Jess texts us in our group text, he's always taking a poop. Always.
That
He's
means
always
you
on
eat
the
good.
toilet.
That
You're
means
right,
you
it's-
eat good.
right?
I've never
I
known
know I
someone
do.
that poops more than Jess does because every single time, and he wants to text us 37 times in a row when me and Travis are both at work
Yeah.
and I'm with a customer and my phone goes off like 87 times. Like,
I'm
it's pretty
pooping.
crazy. He's always pooping
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes straight.
I aspire to be a regular pooper.
It's-
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's healthy.
I am.
It's healthy.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
And
Yeah.
depending on the texture, if it floats,
Well,
No, honestly, that's really important. I think about that stuff a lot. And I know that summer's been hard because I've been so busy this summer. Literally, I've had a show like every week
Yeah.
since like May.
that's great.
Yeah, I shouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, right? I mean, you're getting exposure. You're getting out there.
But I won't have time to grocery shop. So like I've been eating out a lot and my body knows it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So one of my favorite chips are hot Cheetos.
Oh,
Munchos
100%.
And
with a lime.
I know the lime Cheetos are like where it's at.
where do you find
They're
those at?
lit.
Probably somewhere on the south side.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
the Cheeto Puffs, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto Puffs,
Fire.
and then you dip it in cream cheese.
I've never done that.
I've never done that either.
But I'm gonna take your advice for
Yeah.
sure. I trust the mustache on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I've been
It's a
trying to
new
grow mine
feature.
in.
It's
The
a new
tanner
feature.
he gets,
like it.
the more his mustache comes out.
I'm white.
No, I really like it. I love it.
Thank you.
But yeah, and I haven't had Cheetos in a long time. So I had Cheetos recently. And my body was like, what do you think you're doing?
What in the hell
And
are
I'm
you
not
doing?
trying to be like super disgusting on the channel, but like
Yeah.
it came out red. And my body was like, absolutely not.
Never again.
Do
Now-
not do this.
Remember when Burger King had that like black bun burger?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
they weren't lying. Like, your shit changed colors. I don't believe this
Imagine
shit. I took
what
a
your
shit I
body's thinking.
inspected. I like, damn, look at that. It really did turn blue. Like, what?
If it's coming
way.
out
I'm, like,
of you in a
taking
bad
pictures
way, imagine like the chemicals that are
Oh
in that
my
stuff.
goodness.
My
Your body probably
photography
hates
career
you.
started that day. I'm like, oh, I'm a photographer. That's going on the internet.
If you look up Burger King black burger shit, it's going to pull up Jess's picture.
I bet.
I'm going to Google that. Do not.
That Whopper was on point, though. It didn't taste different.
Well, I hope not. I mean, it just was food
It
coloring
just
or
made
something.
colorful poop.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
really
that's all you need.
colorful.
All right, Shle. So
Get back on topic.
topic here. Thanks, Jess. We appreciate that. So, Shle, tell us how it is being a female rapper in the city of Milwaukee. Tell us how that is.
I'm biased, obviously.
Well, of course.
I
mean,
can
don't
only
blame you.
share my own perspective.
Please do.
The only city I've ever really known is Milwaukee. So a lot of my advice or like the things that I talk about in terms of the music industry is very, very funneled into just what I know from Milwaukee. Milwaukee is already a very, very segregated city.
Yeah, very.
And it bleeds into a lot of other things. Art is definitely one of them. So I'm a woman for sure. And it sucks most of the time. But I'm also biracial and I'm also gay.
Yeah.
So it's like every bad thing that could be going
everything
against.
going against you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not bad though. You can't label it as bad though.
You're right.
You can't.
You got to be proud of
She
what
does.
you are.
Definitely-
Other people do.
You have
for
to
sure.
be proud of what you are.
I am. And those things have definitely helped me like stand apart. Even though like for a long time I was really insecure about those things. I wanted to fit in so bad when I was a kid, when I was younger. I was like, I don't want to be different. This is not fun. I don't like when I have this attention of something that I didn't ask for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So being a woman in this industry it's hard, but it's also really fun because it's hard.
Yeah. It's a challenge, right?
It is.
Yeah.
When you talk to people about their favorite rappers, you rarely hear a woman rapper as someone's favorite rapper.
Yeah, for sure.
It bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
So I have that going against me, and not even in a sense of like I'm a woman. I just have a different sound. Like my voice isn't as deep as a Drake, a Jay-Z. So there is a little bit of like, there's a curve
Sure.
to like appreciate.
Sure.
I heard a lot about that with like Kendrick Lamar because he has kind of a higher tone
Right, he does, yeah.
rap style, or his voice is a little higher than like most people, and I know that he got a lot of crap for that.
Yeah.
I almost said a bad word.
Hey, Travis, test out that beeper, will you?
Oh, hold on one sec.
I'll bet.
No, that's
Anyways.
it's not gonna work all the
Now you
time.
can say
guys.
it.
Beep. Okay. Anyways, yeah, the things that I talk about, I don't feel like a lot of people that listen to rap music necessarily can relate to because they're used to this certain style of rap.
Right.
So I think when people are listening to me talking, like being very open about being gay, and I have a lot of jokes in my songs about like stealing your girl and like stuff like that, and people that aren't really listening, they're like, man, I just listened to this little boy on YouTube and he kind of sounds like a girl. And you're laughing, but like people honestly comment stuff like
Yeah.
that. They're like,
Yeah.
this is dope, but you sound like a chick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, newsflash, my guy.
I am.
I am.
Surprise.
But sometimes I'm okay with it because they're like, you're dope. And that's more important to me.
It kind of gives you that chance to educate them and be like,
It
yo,
does.
I am a girl.
No,
you know,
for sure.
I am a woman.
For sure.
In this industry.
I don't know exactly the difference because I'm not a male.
Yeah.
But a lot of the women that I'm close to in the industry, like Jane Joyce, Moody, Grey Genius, Kia Rap Princess, Kaylee Crossfire. If you've never heard of any of those, I would highly recommend checking them out. They all have a very different style. Juke Marciano. That list is very, very long. But again, they don't talk about like the normal things that I think we're used to hearing about in rap.
Sure.
So when you hear it, you're not really sure what to do with it.
Right.
Because you're like, what do you mean you're not talking about girls and cars and money? Because I don't talk about that stuff.
Right. Right. You talk about you.
I
and
do.
What you go through on a daily basis.
I do.
Right?
A lot.
Yeah.
It's definitely been an outlet. It's definitely my chance to like express myself.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that's what
Do you
exactly.
find it relaxing?
It depends on the song. Sometimes making music can be stressful because you're like trying to get this emotion out of you.
Right.
So you have to like keep tapping
Yeah.
into that emotion. Especially when I'm talking about like things that like make me sad or things that like getting your heart broken
Yeah.
and you're trying to write about it and you're like opening up these wounds that you've healed,
Yeah.
and you got to like just let it bleed for
Oh, yeah.
a second to like
that's
really
gotta be-
feel that.
Yeah, because personally, I know like myself and Travis, have music backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So the nice thing about it is we kind of know where you're coming from.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's understandable. Like I did a lot of punk rock and alternative.
Cool.
And punk rock's very emotional. So
Yeah.
it's the way I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Travis does as well.
For sure.
I just play angry music. So,
But I'm angry a lot. I
Yeah.
love rock music.
Yeah, no. I'll play some of it later on the show.
That would be
Yeah,
dope.
definitely.
I'll definitely show you.
Let
my
me-
new
It's funny
project.
though. Keep going. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell a story real quickly.
Great.
I'm gonna tell a story about how I met Shle.
Oh God.
So
go.
Me and Shle work together. If you guys didn't know, me and Shle work together on a daily basis. Shle was hired probably a couple months before I was, and she was more like in the inventory section of our job, and I was more in the front of house. So we didn't really like see each other very often. But one day I got to work back there with her, and I remember meeting her for the first time, and she introduced herself, and I was just like, "Who is this little boy?
I swear.
Like, where's your mother?" No, I'm just kidding.
Old enough to work here.
But she was super dope. Now I remember like shaking her hand for the first time, and kind of us through the workday, we kind of got to know each other. And I kind of asked her, I was like, "So what do you do outside of work?" And she's like, "Oh, I make music." And I was like, "Dope. Like, what kind of music?" She told me, I'm a female rapper. I make music. Like, you should check this out. And she had a show like a week later, and she's like, "You should come to my show." And I was like, "Dope. I'll be there."
Bet,
Like,
yeah.
I'll be there. And I went to that show, and I heard her for the first time, and I was just like, "Holy crap!" Like, she's super real. She's super fun. All around, just an amazing person. And her music shows that personality. It shows what she's been through as, like you said, you're biracial, you're gay, you're a woman. That music shows all of that, and she's not afraid to show that. So the fan base that she has is a real fan base.
They're
It's
very dedicated.
very, very dead. Every show that I go to, the same people are there because they support Shle in everything that she does.
Actually, one thing I noticed, not to butt in, but
No, go
like when
ahead.
I was actually listening to your music today, because doing the whole video podcast now, very stressful. I don't have Travis here.
Sorry.
Like our first episode. But when I was listening to it, I was actually listening to your music so I could get a better understanding. I was listening to the words, not the beats and everything like that.
Yeah.
And like you're one about Milwaukee,
Oh my God.
being with Wisconsin. Like
I love it.
I'm like, I like that. And then like it's the talking that you have going on in there really expresses the feeling that you have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it really gets to like the listener. And I really like that. That's what caught on to me. I just like kept replaying it. And like I listened to like 80 songs in this like 6-7 hour period when I was trying to figure out how to
God, I'm so
work
sorry.
stuff.
No, that's dope. I appreciate that.
And like if I didn't like it, I would have stopped the music right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Travis knows I'll turn off the music right away if I don't like something.
Yeah,
And
he
I
does.
I think the part that you were talking about, how like I do have a dedicated fan base. I think the people that I'm reaching and the people that it's actually touching, they don't have that in the industry.
Yeah, definitely.
So they can finally have that in the industry that they've never had before. Like I think
Right.
about like who some of my favorite artists are and things like that. And the reason why certain artists are my favorites isn't because they're the dopest or they have the most Grammys or they have the most awards
Sure.
or they make the best X, Y, and Z. My favorite artists always come down to they make me feel something and I can relate to the message that they're sending. And I think rap gets a really bad reputation because of that, because of the things that they normally talk about. And I have a lot of friends who are trying to get into the rap scene who think they have to talk about those things to
Right,
be a
right.
rapper.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all you got to do is be you.
Talk about real life situations, what you've been through.
Right. And
Yep.
people resonate with that. And there aren't a lot of people like me in the rap scene. So it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are a little unsure, and that's okay. Like I get it.
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
get that. But I think the fan base is so dedicated because there's not that there right now.
Right.
So I
I mean-
definitely fill a gap in
Yeah,
the market.
definitely. I mean, when I went to the first time I went to your show, and I like went there and I was like, I feel like I'm the only one that's not gay. You know, like honestly, and I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, like this is a new crowd for me. You know,
Being
like
gay is definitely a taboo in rap.
yeah,
You get called a fag.
all sorts of things.
You get called like very derogatory things
Yep.
for being that.
Yep.
And I'm very open about that
Yeah.
in my music
Yeah, oh
because
yeah.
it made me this way.
Right.
I actually came out in a song before I came out to like
The world.
the public.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because it just felt so comfortable.
What song was that, by the
Actually,
way?
I don't know if it's still out there,
All right.
to be honest.
All right. All right.
I deleted a lot of my old stuff.
Didn't Phil Collins actually come out in a song too?
What?
Maybe.
Phil
Yeah.
Collins gay?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
New,
have to
news
Google
last to
this?
Travis.
Hold on.
Google it.
Yeah.
But no, like the first time I went to Shle's show, I was just like, wow, like, you know, not judging or anything like that, but I was just like, her fan base is amazing. Like these people were up. There was one girl in particular that was rapping every single song with Shle. Like it was one of those things where I was like, holy crap, like this is awesome. Like this is the show I want to go to.
I take a lot of pride
know?
in my live performances.
I mean, you do a lot of work. You write, you take the time. You also work a full-time job on top of that.
Sus.
You know,
It's really sus.
it's a lot of stress and a lot of time that you take out of it. Plus, you know, you got a girlfriend and things like that. Like
She
you have
hates
to
me.
take care
Shout
of
out
things
Kate.
like
She
that.
hates me, bro.
Yo, Kate, sorry, we're taking her from you tonight, but you know, so there's a lot of things that are, you know, kind of going the opposite way.
Yeah.
You know, but you deal with things very, very well. And every time that I listen to a song, I can feel that message in every single one of those songs, you know? So I know we kind of talked about like, you know, where you kind of came from, but
Sure.
at what age did that music start? At what age did you say like, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I want to do?
I can't remember a time that music like wasn't involved in my life. My parents were very, very, very into music. Like anytime I remember being in the car, being at home, anytime I was with them, they were playing music. But it never, ever, ever occurred to me that maybe this was something I could do until I was literally in that rap group.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a joke. It was like for fun. It was like, you know, when you're a teenager and you get off of school, some people skateboard, some people are in chess club, some people are on the football team. Like you fill your time with something. And there was just something about that feeling of expressing who I was and letting the world hear it that I'm like, this feeling is the coolest feeling in the world.
Feeling's like a drug, right? You want more of it.
I cannot even describe it to you because there's not like a word, there's not like a phrase that I can even describe what that feeling actually feels like.
Yeah.
Expressing yourself like that.
It's something, it's
Vulnerable,
magical.
Finding
it's
that.
vulnerable, but
Yeah.
it's also at the same time very
Empowering.
Last
Yeah, there
week.
you go.
Man.
Last
Yeah.
episode.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Last episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our
Yep,
last
that's
episode
part of
we
your
did.
zen.
Yeah.
That's part of what makes you stress free and what you do, right? Travis, I mean, chime in on this. Like, you're on stage playing guitar. You know, you might not be singing, but you're up there in front of, you know, hundreds of people playing music. How does that feel?
well. Like I just said, you're very vulnerable because everyone is watching you. Whatever
Yeah.
you do,
Right.
they're watching your product that you are giving out to them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Especially
I like that
for
you
me,
said product.
because it is.
It is.
It is. You know what I mean?
You're selling
and it's an
yourself.
expression, and it's an expression of yourself through art and whatever that art may be. Maybe whether that be rapping, you know, being able to put something over a beat, making your own beat, and presenting that to people, seeing people bob their heads. You know, like my kind of thing is playing riffs that I think are going to help people want to move, have fun, and it's
Mosh.
heavy.
Yeah, because when I
Yeah,
played,
definitely.
like me and Travis were in a band actually a long time ago. It's been like 10 years,
I was 12 years.
12 years.
12 years.
And before I was in a band with Travis, I was in a band called K&G. And
Yeah.
I was a very shy person. I was the youngest in the band by like 4 years. And we played at Summerfest. And I was so scared. It was nerve-wracking being
Yeah.
like 17 years old playing at Summerfest and seeing thousands of people. It just... So I can understand where you're coming from. Like, to me, it was trying to...
It's an
escape.
emotional
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, the payoff from it is great, especially if you have you know that you played your best, and you know that
And
you
never
gave
regret
it
it.
all, and you just have so much fun. And that's the whole thing, is that it's expression of yourself and have fun while doing it, because if it's not fun, it's not worth doing.
I agree.
Exactly.
I just had a conversation with my girlfriend last night. We were in a drive-through at Taco Bell.
Perfect.
Granted, I was a little intoxicated. I'm a lot more vulnerable and a lot more verbal when I'm intoxicated.
Sure.
And she was talking about her job and like her boss and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, isn't it crazy that an hour of your life gets valued by this dollar amount? And I was like, imagine what people would do on their deathbed if they could get more time. Like, what would you spend on an extra hour? What would you give up for an extra hour of time?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she was like, granted, I wasn't trying to even bring it back to me, but she was like, she like looked me in my eyes, and for like the first time ever, I've been dating my girlfriend for like 6 years. And she literally hates my guts because I'm literally always doing music stuff. And she was like, I've never thought about it like that. Now I understand why you're pursuing music so hard. I was like, how crazy is it that an hour of my life is worth less than like $20?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like when you really think about it, an hour of my life, there's a dollar amount attached to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I refuse to do something that I don't love doing.
Right.
I can't. Because that's all people do. They go to work.
Yeah. You have to still be able, and I feel as a musician, and just, you could even call it just as an artist, you know what I mean? And being able to put something out there and have it be worth something to someone, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if someone spent like $5 at the door, or they spent $10 at the door, whatever that may be. They wanted to put their money in that they wanted.
They could have been anywhere else.
But they came to come see you. So put on a fucking show.
Put it
No.
on.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Put it
You know
on.
what I mean?
I have a question. So you recently played at Summerfest, correct?
I did.
Dope.
I did.
How was that dollar amount?
Can you say?
I would have done it even if I didn't get paid. I'll be honest.
Was it worth everything?
Yeah. It was. Being an artist from Milwaukee, you dream of that moment, right? Like all you do is hear about is Summerfest.
It was prime time too. It was at like 5:30.
It was at like dinner time, and my stage was next to a lot of the food vendors and stuff.
What stage did you play on?
It's a new stage. It's called the Clemens stage.
Nice.
It's
right
like
by the U.S. Cellular.
yes,
arena.
it's right across from that brand new, really dope facility.
Yeah.
I played on what was the laser stage, which I don't have a clue what it's called anymore.
I don't think they even have a
They don't
stage
have it anymore. Yeah.
No, but my friends played Summerfest as well. They're in a band called American Bandit. They opened up for what was it? August Burns Red.
Yep.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, they opened up for August Burns Red, and did I say they're American Bandit?
Yeah.
That's their name. Look them up. They are awesome.
American Bandit.
They are awesome, and it was a great show. A killer show. Great turnout for them too. You know what I mean? I was super happy that, and they had a prime time as well. I think they played at either 6:30 or 7.
That's a dope
Yeah, that's
time.
right
Yeah.
around the
And they
time
had-
we played.
Yeah, it's
There's
awesome.
just people there.
Yeah,
right?
people just walking
Yeah.
past, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like there's so much exposure when it comes to that, and especially from what they had told me, they got paid out pretty nice from Summerfest, and that's the cool thing is that they gave a local act good money to play and also have that exposure.
I won't give you the dollar amount, but I've been paid more from local festivals.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what happens. I don't remember exactly the amount. I was like 18 or 17 when I
Sure.
played at Summerfest, but we played right before Papa Roach, and
Oh,
we played right after.
Dude, that's dope.
Papa
who sings
Roach.
that? The Barrel of 45.
Yeah.
They
Shine
played,
Down?
Yeah, they played right before us.
That's
That's
so
awesome.
dope.
I was like 17 years old. I was like in heaven right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, let me chime in just a little bit. I was at that show at Summerfest. Now, I hate big crowds and I hate like festivals and things like that because that's just how I am. But I bought a ticket so I could go see Shle
Sorry.
at that time. That was it. Like, I was only going to go to Summerfest to see that. So I went there. I was front row. She got my buddy Andy drunk, which was awesome, by the way.
Because he had to drink like 3 times on
So
stage.
every show she has someone drink a beer, like shotgun or chug a beer, and there
Can I
was
come
two.
next time?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah. I can shotgun a beer in 2 seconds.
Let's go.
So-
That's all I'm saying.
You'll
Go
win
ahead.
some free stuff.
You can say it.
I
It's all right.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
swear now.
You can
Fuck,
win some free
ass,
shit.
tits.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So Andy, it was his first time seeing Shle live, and then there was another guy that was there, and they faced off to be able to drink a beer. Well, they tied 3 times in a row,
Well, I'll win every time.
and then
Next time I know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to
Did
happen.
the winner drink or the winner lose?
Oh my god.
I
do
mean,
we-
they
hey,
both won because at the end of the day, Andy was already hammered. So
I mean,
it
I
was
know I
gone,
have
but-
some. I know I have some IPAs in the fridge here, but we could shotgun some IPAs if you're,
let's
if you're feeling
Say
up to it.
less.
I'll show you.
shotgun some stuff today.
Beer is my thing.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that Shle had at her show. So one, I took pictures there because that's what I do. I'm a
Yep.
photographer, right? But shout out to Sammer. Sammer's her go-to guy for photos, and he's dope. He's so dope. So check him out. But I was taking pictures as she was moving through the crowd, right? And her aunt, I believe,
Yep.
she was standing on the table. Shle jumped up on the table, and her aunt was dancing with her as she was singing and rapping on that. It was
That's awesome.
the most badass performance I've ever seen Shle do. And there was like at least 100 or 50 people
There was a
there.
lot of people.
There was a lot of, it was jam packed there. Like that stage was filled. So, I mean, she
I'm
puts on
proud
a
of
show.
that, dude.
It was so amazing to
So-
see and be a part of.
When you
What were
see
you
a head
shotgunning?
all the way back.
What was that?
See what I mean? When you see a head all the way back to the end of the venue. I mean, that's just again.
And the thing is the stage isn't that high off the ground, so
It's
I could really only see like the first few rows.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know how many people were there, to be really honest with you.
And it was really sunny that day.
It was gorgeous outside, and like the week prior, I'm like looking at the weather because it had been
Supposed to rain,
raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had been raining like all week,
Yeah.
and I'm like, of course it's gonna rain during my Summerfest set. Why wouldn't it rain, right? But it ended up being gorgeous outside, and it wasn't until Sammer showed me the pictures of the crowd that I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
there were a lot of people
A
there,
lot.
and stuff like that. And I'm like, I've only been going this hard. Imagine what will happen if I like keep grinding for another couple of years, right? Like it's the most humbling, the most motivating thing is like getting to a point like a milestone, and like there's actually people that care. I can't describe that feeling, right? Like I get off
Yeah.
stage and everyone's like, I want to talk to you. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
so irritating.
Right.
Like, honestly, you want a picture for real?
Yeah. Like, why?
Get to
You
know me.
What's
Yeah.
the autograph thing? Am I right?
I swear.
I can't
I'm like, are
do
you
it.
joking? Because if you
Yeah,
are, you got me.
really. Yeah, right. Like,
Got her.
like, do you ever think like you can autograph? And I was like, I got this guitar pick, and it's not a lot of space.
Right.
They're like, what do you mean you don't have a Sharpie?
Put it
I'm
on
like,
your hand.
I don't do this.
I don't normally sign
No.
things. I don't even know
Right.
how.
But it's cool that
It's
someone at
awkward.
least feels as if you're like worth having like a signature of some sort.
It's
because
surreal.
They really like your music, and they'd like to have a piece of that with them for the rest of their life. You know what I mean?
So, anyways, I would like to butt in and ask like a couple questions.
Hit me.
So the first question, we're gonna keep this a little quick
Okay.
and short. What beer were you drinking?
At Summerfest,
Yes,
I was mixing.
you're mixing.
Yeah, because I was just getting my hands on anything I could.
She was getting lit.
I was drinking some River West Stein that we snuck in
Favorite.
from Lakefront. Shout out Lakefront. I was drinking a little bit of PBR because
PBR is the
It's
best beer in
cheap
the world.
and it's awesome.
it's cheap, and some of my best friends, Yogi Bean Keys, they're in a rap group. That's the only thing they drink. So they brought some PBR. But other than that, I was
talk
drinking
about
High Life.
getting lit.
Yo,
Oh my goodness. Every time I go to a show, they're usually playing with Shle, and they get lit, and it's awesome. Like they're amazing people.
they're some of my favorite guys.
Yeah, they're super
They're
cool.
good people. They make really, really dope music. I was drinking a lot of things. Miller High Life. I was drinking PBR.
We're from Wisconsin. Who cares?
River
right?
West.
It happens a lot here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there are probably some drinks that people are like, "Here, Shle, you want a drink?" I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know what it is.
What are you drinking?
Well, what are
now?
we drinking now?
It's called Hop Devil by Victory. It's an IPA.
Shout out Victory. They're from Chicago, by the way.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's an IPA, and it's pretty smooth. I mean,
For an
I
IPA.
like it. Yeah.
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 I'm a fan.
I like the little picture on it. It looks like a
Also, shout out Victory for their sour.
I know. What was
Oh,
that
man.
sour called? We said it in the last
I don't
episode.
remember.
He
Sorry,
tried
Victory.
to get.
but
I know that what he did. Not that we're mad about the Hop Devil, but I knew that when Eli went to go get beer, he's like, "Ooh, purple Victory."
Yep. That's
I'm
all
like-
I saw.
He saw purple, and he's just like, "Oh, the sour we got last time was in a purple box, so let's get the purple box."
Yep.
Wrong,
It-
but it's
I
all right.
saw
It's
it
still really
wrong.
said
Positive.
IPA, but I was like, he knows what he likes.
She didn't even say anything.
It's a positive fail, though.
It is. I mean,
wasn't
we got
gonna
to try
correct
new
him.
beer, and Victory's a fantastic company. So, shout out Victory from Chicago. This Hop Devil IPA, it's smooth.
It is.
It's hoppy.
Yeah,
It's
got
all
a
around
flavor.
good. But Shle, what else did we get?
One of my favorite beers of like all time is from Milwaukee Brewing Company. Shout out them because I just posted a status today about Milwaukee Brewing Company, and I was like, yeah, I love beer.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's awesome because I also live in Milwaukee. But
Yeah.
then I thought about it. And I was like, maybe I love beer because I'm from Milwaukee.
That might be.
There's breweries on like every corner.
Oh man.
But it's called Weekend at Louis. And I think it's pretty seasonal. You can probably get it in other places, but it's always juking in summertime.
Yeah. Explain a little bit about it. What does it taste like?
So it's an amber ale, which I'm
I love
actually
ambers.
a super big fan of. I love River
Same,
West Stein
same.
from Lakefront. I love ambers. I love it's not too light, it's not too dark thing.
Yep.
It's kind of like who I am anyway.
Right.
But there's some blueberry tea infused in it. And the reason why it's so dope is because it's tea.
Yeah.
It's not juice. It's
Right.
not like concentrate. So it's very subtle.
It's not super sweet.
It's not super sweet, but it's just flavorful enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
it's fantastic.
I love
Like
it.
that was the first time I had that. Like I've had Louis before,
sure.
but I haven't had this one.
There's a
And-
bunch of Louis.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Louis. And this one is really subtle, the blueberry flavor, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet. All around good amber.
It's
for
a
sure.
good like, let's go to the beach.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yep. On a hot day, pop one open. We're good.
So, anyways, what is your ultimate goal with your music career? Where do you see it going from here on out?
Now that I'm getting older,
Nah.
You're only 28.
Yeah.
I know,
28, man.
but I'm
It's
getting
young.
older for sure. It's funny because like I talk to like 19, 20, 21-year-olds and I'm like, yeah, I'm in
Me
my
too.
20s, you know, but I'm like 10 years older than you.
I'm the end of my 20s.
God. Oh, and I hate being that person who like I start preaching and I start giving advice and I'm like,
Yeah.
who am I?
What am I doing?
Honestly, I didn't start writing music. I didn't start making music because it was the cool thing. You know, rappers have a lot of jewelry. They have a lot of
Yeah.
women who like them. They have the coolest houses.
Right. Cars.
Yeah, they had clout. They had anything that you probably wanted.
Right. They had.
And I didn't start because of that. I started because I was like this feeling of freedom while I'm expressing my life. And then, you know, people are like, yo, I went through that too. Or they're hitting me up in my DMs like, yo, your music inspired me to do, you know, X, Y, and Z. And you realize how you're not alone with these feelings that you have, which is already very rewarding. But music has always only been the medium for like a greater purpose. I really want to make it in the music industry because I want that voice, that influence, that power. I know money will come. But I really want to change the world. And I know that's like cliche as hell. I know
Oh,
it
no.
is.
Yeah,
I know it
get
is.
that. I get that.
But
But put your stamp on it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
I really, really want to. Some of my like goals that I have in mind, at least in Milwaukee, is really help change like the Milwaukee public school system. I'm very influenced by like Chance the Rapper, independent artist, and he gave $1 million of his own money to Chicago public schools.
That was awesome.
Because I know that if I want to change anything, you got to start with kids, because they're sponges. They're ready to be influenced. You can't change adults; they're already stuck in their ways.
Right.
Tell us
I'm gonna
about
make
it. We're
right.
dads.
Yep.
Dude. So I'm like, if I'm going to change anything about this world, I gotta start with kids.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the music and the educational system here is trash.
I mean, what do you do to reach out to those kids? What are some things that you do in the community that will reach out to those kids? Or what can you do? What ideas do you have?
I don't know. Like, I know there's probably like a lot of things, like my hands are tied in certain things. Even LeBron just like built a school in his hometown.
That was amazing.
That was crazy.
I want to do stuff like that.
Man, that was amazing.
And I want to give kids, and I know it's probably going to be like private stuff at first, because I'm sure it's going to take time to get like the state to,
Right.
I know there's a lot of like loopholes to go through, but I want to teach kids like useful skills in life. Like, why didn't anyone teach me how to do my taxes?
Yeah,
Why didn't
yeah,
anyone teach me
seriously.
about interest rates
Right.
with the bank? Why didn't anyone teach me how to take out a loan? Why didn't anyone teach me these things that I know that I'm going to have
About
to go
credit.
through about credit?
How do I get my credit up? How do I don't screw it up?
Why
you
didn't
know?
we talk about that as kids? Because it
insane.
doesn't matter. Even it doesn't matter what you're pursuing. Those things you have to deal with in your
Those
life.
are real life things that you have to
Life
deal
problems
with.
you get to figure out.
But
and
thanks, I
they
know the
don't-
Pythagorean theorem.
Right?
That's great.
I know PEMDAS, and when am I
Yes,
going to use that?
Thanks a lot. I know geometry.
Because that has nothing to do with taxes.
Exactly.
I just-
Like,
I can't. So
Yeah.
stuff like that. I just want kids to be better off. I want them to know that like this little society that we live in is not like fuck those rules. Fuck
Right.
those rules.
yeah, yeah,
You can do whatever you want.
exactly.
So I don't know. I don't have like an exact plan. I don't have a big enough influence yet. I don't have a lot of funding, but I promise
We need to get you some endorsement deals, or
I'm gonna
we need to do some
change
things.
Milwaukee in some way. I don't
There
know
you go.
what that is yet, but it's
I
gonna
believe
happen.
in you. I don't know
Thanks.
about you guys, but I definitely
I
believe
have
in
faith.
Shle.
It's gonna
because
happen.
one step at a time. Like I
Exactly.
do a lot of stuff for veterans, and it's not easy. And
No,
there's
definitely
a lot
not.
of time, a lot of people don't always agree with what you want to do, and sometimes you have to talk people into it. They don't always want to
Agreed.
work with you on things. and
Yeah.
you gotta be repetitive. That's
Right.
one thing I learned because I got the county parks that for veterans now it's free. So
Oh, that's dope.
it takes a lot of time and me arguing.
Change
proving
takes
points.
time for sure.
Yep. You got to be
So-
patient in those aspects, right? But Shle, we have just a couple more questions for you. So
Hit me.
hopefully we're not overloading you with questions. But
Yeah, I'm having such a bad time.
yeah, you got beer. You better
there's
not
beer.
have been having a bad time. Okay, so this question is strictly about you, right? So like, we know you're a female rapper. We know you're from Wisconsin. We know you like beer. We know that your songs are about you, right? But what song that you've made currently gives your listeners a taste of who you are? Exactly.
So I just dropped an EP at the end of May. Literally the last day of May is when I dropped my EP.
What's that EP called, by the way?
It's called Tampons.
And where can we find it?
Anywhere, probably except Google Play. And the only reason why I can't put it on Google Play is because Google owns YouTube, and they want to put my music also on YouTube. And I
Gotcha.
don't want my music on YouTube
Yeah.
other than from me.
Sure. Okay.
It's
Understandable.
complicated.
Sure.
But you can
So
find it anywhere.
everywhere but Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a song on there. It's called Dandelions. It's one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. There's no hook. There's no like repetitive structure to it. It would
Yep.
never be on the radio. It's literally just me spitting for like 3 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And the things that I talk about, the spectrum of things that I talk about on there, I would definitely say really speak to who I am and where I am right now. So if you guys ever have a chance to listen to that song,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorites.
I mean, I've listened to almost every EP that you've dropped, every song that you've dropped.
I'm
And
sorry.
like,
I know I keep saying it.
I know. You keep saying sorry, but seriously, like, invest time in listening to these because they're amazing. Like,
Just
the beats,
actually
the lyrics,
listen.
listen to what she's saying. It's way different than anything that you've ever listened to. But going back to Parallels, right? Parallels was another EP that Shle dropped. That is one of my
October 4th of
favorites.
2018.
It's one of my favorite EPs. And coincidentally, one of my favorite songs is called Favorite.
I love that song.
I mean, every time she performs it, I love it. It's an amazing
What's
song.
crazy is
but-
that I wrote that song in January of 2018.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with
Yeah.
it. I knew I loved it. I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
So I just like put it
Yeah.
in the vault.
Yeah.
Put it just to the
Just
side.
put it away a little
Yeah,
bit. Right.
yeah.
So, I mean, Tampons is definitely an amazing EP. And I've listened to it. I can't even tell you how many times I listened to it. I mean, it's on my workout playlist. Anytime that I'm in the car or whatever, I listen to it. I listen to at least one song on there. But I mean, that EP takes a lot of time. I remember talking to you and asking you, you know, hey, like, when's your next show? What do you have coming out? And I remember Shle just being like, I'm going to release an EP at the end of the month, and it's the 26th. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm stressed out. I'm ready to just get this going, but I can't just release it yet, you know?
No.
So, I mean, tell us about that process. Tell us about, like, how stressed you were. Because, I mean, you were working full-time at the time. You were still
worst.
writing. You had to record
This
most
year
of the
sucked.
songs.
I know it doesn't look like it has. Outside of my like musical career, personally, a lot of things have happened in my life this year. A lot of things that I felt like, regardless if you believe in God or like the universe or like a higher power, like whatever that case is, but I felt like the universe was like testing the hell out of me because so many bad things were happening while I was making this EP. And I was like, someone doesn't want me to finish this. Someone's like, you know what? We're going to see if she really, really wants it.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my aunts died at the end of February.
Sorry
Rest
to
in
hear
peace.
that. That's
No.
sad.
Sorry.
I appreciate that. Very, very hard. It was very like unexpected. My parents, who I'm very, very close to, ended up moving to Arizona. My girlfriend broke her ankle.
That sucks.
I'm sure there's a lot of other things that I can't
That was
really
a crazy
think about.
story, by the way.
It was just like one thing after another. I finally opened a studio space. Still really broke.
Aren't we all?
I'm sure there's other things. Those are like the bigger points of it. But as soon as my girlfriend broke her ankle, I'm literally in the midst of making tampons. And that
Yeah.
was one of the hardest things I had to do because she needed me.
Yeah.
She needed my help. She broke her ankle. She can't walk.
Right.
She can't do anything.
It's on one of those little riding scooters, right?
No, right. But I had already announced the EP.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah, I
like,
remember that.
I got to finish this. So I would like have to leave her to go to the studio.
That
to
was
like,
probably a really shitty feeling.
it
right?
was the worst thing in the world. I don't know why she puts up with me. Wow. That sucks. She's
'Cause she
fine.
loves
She's
you, that's why.
She does.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot of shit. But this year has been the most stressful in terms of music, but it's also been the most successful, and I'm sure they probably go hand in hand. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what was gonna get thrown at me. I knew that I had to release this. I like that you like Parallels.
Yeah, I
I
really, really do.
I didn't know it was gonna have the success that it did.
Yeah.
I ended up winning Independent Release of the Year via 88.9. I
Shout out
cried.
88.9.
I cried
No,
when I won it
seriously.
because I was like,
I remember it.
what? Seriously, what? Ended up winning Hip Hop Artist of the Year through the Shepherd Express.
I can't tell you how many times I voted
Dude,
for that.
how many
Like-
emails do you have? Like 20?
Oh my God. I think I made like 37
You had to
emails. I
vote
voted
per
every
email.
single time per email.
And I was getting like misconstrued as like this R&B soulful rapper. And I was like, no, wait. I can rap. So I was like, I'm going to be very, very aggressive. And I'm going to just say what's on my mind. And that was
Yeah.
really the point of tampons. And people are like, why did you name it tampons?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a male-dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
I vouch for women,
Yeah.
women rights,
Right.
things like that. And I was like, what's the most feminine thing I could call this EP?
Yeah. Tampons.
A tampon.
Yeah.
And it's like, people get so worked up about it. I was
Yeah.
like, why is it so hard for you to even say that word?
I thought
why
it was
does
clever.
Thank
When
you.
I first
I
saw
really
that, I
like
was
it.
just like, I see you. I see
Thank
you.
you.
And it's
You know what I
catchy,
mean?
and you don't
And the
forget
flow is
Yeah,
heavy.
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
The flow is heavy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Oh, you're so funny.
I didn't even come up with it. But.
So when she was performing at Summerfest, someone threw a tampon on stage. It was
but I
amazing.
didn't know. I didn't know at first. Someone launched something.
We
at
were
me.
trying to get her attention, but she was just too into like the song. And then we were like pointing like on stage. We're like right there, right there, right there.
So I picked it up and I was like, bro.
There's a tampon.
And everyone was like, let's go.
It was amazing.
Don't tell me it was used, brother.
No. It was I should have signed it and I didn't. I should have brought a red
you
Sharpie.
should have, yeah.
Red shirt.
It's a miss on my part.
Oh man, Shle, you're gonna have to do that next time.
I will. I'll bring a red Sharpie.
That's
You'll
hilarious.
have to throw them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did at Pride Fest. I bought some boxes before. I know we're like getting close on time. But so I talked to my stage manager. I performed at Pride Fest in June. And I was like, is it okay if I throw these at my set? And she was like, yeah, as long as you clean it up, I don't care what you do. So I was like, okay, bet. So there's a point in a song where I literally say, you know, the flow is pretty heavy, so I hope you brought a tampon.
Yeah.
And me and my DJ launched
That's
tampons
amazing.
into the air. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to have to pick this up later. There
Yeah.
wasn't a single tampon left on the ground.
That's amazing.
Because the girls were like, free tampons, I'm in.
I'm taking these.
I was like, I don't remember having to pick those up.
These are $13 a box.
And I was like, bro, people actually took those home. I was not expecting
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
See, one thing
That's
I
awesome.
like to have changed is that the beauty tax they have on tampons.
yeah.
I'm not a woman, but I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It is.
Yeah,
It's-
charge them the nail polish, but like, really, like
Not on tampons. Not something you need.
Right.
Like that's
Nail
like,
polish
that's
is
the
something
nail-
that you can put on, you know? A
yeah.
tampon you
Roll
actually
up
need
some-
for your body.
toilet paper, paper towels, and stuff. Like,
Sure.
Yeah, right.
The fuck?
Sure.
We're
Right.
getting a little too much.
So something we need to do, Shle, and I would love to be a part of this if you have me. Next show, when you perform something off of tampons, we need to just autograph some tampons,
I'm
and then
in.
once you say that line, we'll throw them out like
And
into
you're
the
like,
crowd.
oh,
Let's
Shle
do it.
signed
Yeah,
this.
like,
you know those
what?
confetti
Let me use
cannons?
this.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have
Pop
like
them out
tampon
there.
cannons.
Why didn't I do that?
Tampon.
Tampon
I was
cannons.
trying to find like a
cannons.
tampon like costume. They're not very popular, so I couldn't really.
Let's just make one.
Okay.
It can't
Why
be that
not?
hard.
It can't be that hard.
I want to say I love the hat though. It is very fitting for the podcast.
Yeah, can you tell us what the hat says?
It's just
What does it say, Shle?
titty.
If you didn't hear that right, it says
It says titties.
titties.
And I know there's people that are probably like, look at that boy wearing a hat that says titties. Like, how dare that guy?
How
but
dare
little
that
do
little
people
boy.
know that I'm a woman, so it's kind of okay if I wear it.
Exactly.
but-
Why not?
And it's very fitting for the podcast.
It is.
since we are tit.
Time.
Exactly.
We are
Today is tomorrow. We are
Today
tit.
is tomorrow. TIT, which is tit.
tit.
That's why I wore it.
There you go.
For you guys.
She knew
I
right
knew.
away.
Are we
do.
gonna change our fan names to titties?
Yeah.
That's actually fire.
Any subscribers, you guys are called titties, by the way.
Yeah.
So
We won't ever call
thank
you
you,
them
Shle
again.
Berry.
Thank you, Shle.
Tits.
I'm honored.
Shle Berry has single-handedly changed over today as tomorrow, and our
do my
followers
best.
will now be referred to as
So-
titties.
What are some upcoming shows for people that are listening to this as of right now? If you're listening to this like in 2 years, forget the shows.
Forget the
They've already
shows. It's
happened.
not worth
It's not
it.
happening, but
Just download
today,
her stuff.
In 2 years, Shle is big time. She's
Yeah, you'll see her
performing
on
big time.
MTV and
So.
stuff.
this is
Yeah,
July
maybe.
24th, 2019. Upcoming shows, go.
Coined it. I have a show for 889. If you're familiar with 414 Live,
Yeah, buddy.
it's on August 8th, which is a Thursday. That's the next show that I have coming up. And then I also have a show, which is crazy. I have a show at the House of Blues in Chicago on the 11th.
That's
That's
nuts.
Are you
awesome.
serious?
Yeah, it's like
oh,
this
dude, I'm
day?
going to
queer
that.
event.
When is it?
It's a Sunday. It's August 11th.
I'm off that day. I'm going.
Please come.
I'm off that day too.
You should seriously come. It's
Every day.
literally going to be insane.
We're all gonna carpool
Can
to
you
see your show. Seriously,
please? It's
can you get
li-
us like VIPs?
I don't even think I get VIP, but I'm going to try my best.
I'm gonna
to, like,
pay
help
someone
you
at
out.
the door.
You're going to
Yeah.
get better access than I do. I'm just like a
I'm gonna be on
performer.
stage. Shlee's gonna be in the crowd. Like, am I
Like,
supposed to be
what
on
is
there? Like-
this?
That's awesome.
Hey, just open the back door for me.
yeah,
all right?
exactly.
Literally.
Say we're the crewmen. We'll be all right.
Literally.
Yeah, we'll get in.
Part of the team.
I have a couple more shows. They're
I got
not
the
like
tampons.
super confirmed. I'm doing an all-female event with Be Free. She's like a yo, I did a song with her, and she plays the flute very, very fluently.
That's awesome.
And you're like, the flute?
Yeah.
No, listen to me. She look me in my eyes, bro. She shreds on the flute, bro.
That's awesome.
So she has a show. She was like, really want to put the show together. So that's gonna be on the 20. Hold on, I gotta pull up my calendar.
Pull up that calendar.
There's a lot of stuff going on lately.
Pull up that calendar on the iPhone 10R you have.
The 10R is fire. Shout out Apple.
It is.
Right.
Shout out Apple.
That's one of
Hey.
10S, man.
All Apple products here.
It's
Shout
going
out
to be
Apple.
August 22nd. That's a Thursday. And then August 23rd, I'm going to do a show in River West. It's not like super, super confirmed yet. And then after August, I'm probably going to do like Bayview Bash.
Dope.
And then winter usually kind of slows down, obviously.
So, are you gonna be reaching outside of Wisconsin besides Chicago, the House of Blues, for our listeners that are not located in Wisconsin or Illinois?
For this year, no. That doesn't mean that it's not potential. I've been trying to reach out in other cities, other areas. I performed in Minnesota this year. So I'm getting there.
Yeah,
we're
she's getting there.
reaching. We're definitely reaching.
But definitely follow her on like
Twitter,
Instagram,
Schleberry,
Schleberry.
SHLEBERRY, like the fruit.
Berry.
Pretty much on anything. You
Yeah.
can literally look Schleberry.
Listen to her music. Spotify,
Apple Music, Tidal. What are other
SoundCloud.
Wherever you
sound-
can get music,
Yeah.
listen to her.
Literally.
We'll have everything on YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, we'll have in the link. We'll also have all your social media in the link, and then on our Facebook page
Cool.
as well as
Exactly.
Instagram. What we can put on there. It's not Eli's job anymore, but
It is not. I was a little overwhelmed.
You
I'm sorry, but
lazy.
shout out to Becca for taking over our social media. She
Shout
does
out
a-
Becca. Let's go.
She does a way better job than me. Oh my god, like she's amazing. So shout out Becca.
And
Thank you.
We have stepped up our game, and I really do want to appreciate. This is amazing having you on here. I want to have you on.
Thank
again.
you. Thank you again for having us on
No,
here.
seriously, this is cool. You guys are doing really cool stuff. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever not say yeah to Eli. I
Thank
hate
you.
that guy, but I make fun of him at work
All the
day,
time.
but-
Oh my god.
I've always
insane.
actually made fun of him.
Good.
Yeah, that's
that means
true.
you love that kid.
That's true.
what that means.
100%.
I
He's
mean,
my armrest half the time.
that
Ooh,
hate you.
I know.
I
know.
hate you.
Too soon.
I know.
Too soon.
All right, so Jess is like 6'4",
6'4",
and I'm 5'5" on a good day.
Yeah, I'm
5'5" and a half on a good day,
5'9".
actually. Yeah, Travis is 5'9". So Jess is the tallest one of us, and I'm the shortest. So
Actually, you are the shortest out of all four of the people on today's tomorrow.
that's
Sorry,
true.
dude.
What? How tall are you usually?
I'm like 5'7".
You know, shut your mouth there.
You know
man.
what would be really sweet is that we could make like a graph that's like
Look at
how
this
many-
graph.
How many followers we've had? And it
Oh,
just goes
yeah, we should. That'd be
doom.
awesome.
And that's
Eli,
just us in height.
Schlee, Travis, Jess. That would be
Boom.
awesome.
Thank
Travis,
you.
I'm not
It'll
gonna
be-
lie, I almost forgot your name.
It'll be so accurate.
I
Dude,
do
stop
forget
drinking
it
so much
sometimes.
beer.
I know, right? We've been chugging beer all day today. So shout out Victory for the beer. Shout out MKE for the beer. Fantastic.
Shout out to Shle. Thank you so
Yeah.
much
No,
for being
seriously,
here.
this
has
is
been
cool.
For
awesome.
one, guys, I mean, let's toast on here.
Yeah,
Shout
100%.
out to Schlee
I got
Berry.
water left. I'm out
That's
of
okay,
everything.
bro.
For taking time out of her busy schedule to come and say hi to us and
Thank
to come
you.
and be on this
Thank you
podcast.
so much.
Schlee,
this is
we want
dope.
to invite you to another one for us, please. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
you're
I'll
an
come
amazing
visit.
person. We love your music. We love who you are as a person. Thank you on behalf of Today is Tomorrow, aka Tit, for being here
Titties,
Titties.
baby.
and
Titties.
for giving us the time of day. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I also want to make sure everybody follows her on every type of social media.
Please.
Everything.
And I also want to thank our followers, listeners, watchers now for helping our social media grow and helping us grow. And till next time, I just want to say, like, it's been really good, and peace.